My name is Tracy Chevalier, and I am the author of this new novel called A Single Thread. It's set in the early 1930s in and around Winchester Cathedral, and it's about a woman named Violet Speedwell who becomes involved in a volunteer group of women making cushions and kneelers for the cathedral. And it's about her finding a new independent life at a time when it's difficult for single women to make it on their own. So we're in Waterstones, Piccadilly, and I am going to share with you 3 books that I really, really love. The first one is Song of Solomon by Toni Morrison. Toni Morrison died recently, and everybody talked about her probably best-known book called Beloved, which is a wonderful novel. But this was the first Toni Morrison I read back when I was 19, and I was so blown away by it. I've been reading her ever since. It's a novel set in the 1970s when it came out, 50s to the 70s, and it's about an African-American family, particularly the hero named Milkman, who is trying to find his way in the world. It's kind of told in a magical, realist way. The family dynamics between him and his mother and his father and his aunt. His aunt is kind of a witch, and she does all kinds of spells. It's amazing, and the start of the book is a man about to jump off a roof with blue wings because he thinks he can fly. And it's so incredible. And somebody starts to sing this song about flying, and then a woman goes into labor and gives birth to Milkman. And it's just I found it amazing and an incredible depiction of what it's like to live as an African-American family at a certain time in the States. Really timely still after all this time, and really goes alongside Beloved as one of her best books. My second choice is a novel that came out a couple of years ago by John McGregor called Reservoir 13. Oh, this book. It's not for everybody. It's a Marmite book. It's a novel about a 13-year-old girl who goes missing on the moors when she's on holiday there with her family. And it follows the lives of a whole community of villagers in the village where she disappeared, and how her disappearance affects them over the next several years. It's told, almost every paragraph switches to another character, and it can at first be hard to follow, but it weaves this incredibly tight community life with hints of scary nervousness about what actually happened to her. I found it just remarkable, and I've recommended it to so many people ever since. And the wonderful thing is there's a kind of sequel or a side-by-side book, which was the Reservoir tapes. This was after John McGregor wrote Reservoir 13. He wrote a series of short stories about following each character. So each short story would be about a character. That goes into more detail about what happens in this book. And they were originally written for BBC Radio, and they were fantastically well read. Oh my word, they had some great actors doing them, and I cried at the end of the last one because it gives you more ideas about what actually happened, and I highly recommend both of them. I think they're wonderful. We're in the history section of Waterstones Piccadilly, and the third book I've chosen is called The Optician of Lampedusa by Emma Jane Kirby, who is a BBC journalist. A friend gave me this book a few years ago. I hadn't heard of it. I didn't know where Lampedusa was. It's an island off of Sicily, in between North Africa and Sicily. And it's where a lot of people who are taking boats from the North African coast to try to get to Europe sometimes end up on Lampedusa. And it's about a man, it's nonfiction, it's about a man who is an optician on Lampedusa. He goes on a yacht with some friends one weekend to go fishing. And one morning they wake up and they hear screams and shouts, and in the distance they can see hundreds of people in the water. One of the boats has gone down and people are drowning. They race over, and it's a yacht that's only meant to hold 8 people, and they pull, I think, 49 people on board and save them, but hundreds die right in front of their eyes. And they get him back on shore and to a refugee camp. And the optician has always felt that refugees and boat people have been a problem for Lampedusa. And this is the first time he actually comes face to face with people who have made that dangerous journey. And it really changes him. It's an incredibly upsetting read, and a really important read. If you think it doesn't have anything to do with you, there are boats now coming from France, landing on the shore of southern England, and this is becoming an issue for all of us. And it's important to educate yourself and find out what's going on and what the sides are on this, and what the stories are behind the people who make that dangerous journey. So I think it's a really, really important read right now.